Long time no see! Hi everyone, it's Shelly back again. It has been a really long time since I've talked to you. I know I only have 3 subscribers on this channel, but that is 3 people I haven't talked to in a long time. I also post this hopefully for my activist friends to see and for my own friends and family to see, so maybe you did miss me and maybe you are wondering where I went, so let me tell you. Right after the Olympic College Diversity Conference that I went to, I got very sick. Like, there were days I couldn't get out of bed. It was some kind of flu thing. I'm not even sure what it was, but it knocked me completely off my feet. I thought it was ridiculous because I had been so like, go, here's all these things to do. And then once I stopped, I got so sick. Anyway, it took me about 2 weeks to get over that, and it was just really hard on my body. And then after that, I had some other things just going on in my life that made it harder to do activism and to be talking in front of the camera or writing or anything. I was really distracted, so I needed to take some time off to get back into the swing of things. I'm still working on that. I've started going to the gym regularly again, and I'm trying to get everything in order so I can get back to work. The thing that pushed me to do this video is I got these, which are the evaluations from my diversity conference presentation. They were all really nice. I did take a peek, so this isn't my genuine first reaction, but it is a wonderful reaction from me. I had a really great time at this conference, and I was so nervous because it was my very first presentation, but I wanted to share with you what everyone said. So let's go through these together. First of all, the survey started with some things that you just rate from a scale of below average to excellent. So the first question is, how would you rate the amount of new information you learned? At my presentation, half of it was me talking, and the other half was the Stop Sexual Assault in Schools video that I will link in the description down below. So as far as the rating of new information people learned, 66% of my audience said it was excellent, 16 said above average, and 16 said average, which I think is fine. A lot of people said that they had already known a lot about Title IX, which is the basis of our information. And that's often because they were working in schools or working at universities already. So I don't mind if they didn't learn that much new information as long as they were willing to talk about the information, and a lot of them were. So how would you rate the usefulness of this information in your job? Again, it's okay if it doesn't really relate to their job. There were some teenagers in the audience. There were some people who I knew were retired in the audience. So 81% said it was excellent, and 18.2% said it was above average, which is still pretty good. Question 3 is accuracy of abstract or objectives to the session presentation. 91.7 said excellent, 8.3 said above average. So I'm not sure what abstract/objectives were as far as my presentation, just because it was so simple, but they seemed to like it. Question 4, how would you rate the materials or slides presented in this session? 83.3 said excellent, which is good because this video is one of those things that we're pushing a lot at Stop Sexual Assault in Schools, and we really want to get it out into our communities and in our schools. But 16.7 said it was average, and I'll discuss why, because I saw their comments when I peeked, and I think that'll explain why they rated it as average. 5, how would you rate the presentation skills and knowledge level of this presenter? This one's got me excited, y'all. Okay, they said 100% of my audience rated me as excellent. I was expecting at least one excellent because my father was there. I hoped he would have rated me as excellent, but for everyone else in the room to also have said that I was excellent, that makes me really happy. And like I said, it was my very first presentation and they still liked it this much. What the heck? And then 6, overall, how would you rate this session? 91.7% of my audience said excellent, 8.3 said above average. So they really liked me and they seemed to really like my presentation overall. So yeah, I'm feeling really good. That is just the one where they're rating things so they don't have comments there, but I do have a mess of comments here. Let's see, the first comment says that they don't normally rate everything as excellent on an evaluation, but this was truly excellent. They said they had their reservations initially when they saw the presenter was only 19 years old. And then they said they were totally wrong and because I did an excellent job. Thank you. I wish they had names. I didn't meet every single person in my room, but at the beginning I invited everyone to meet everyone else in the room, and I personally went and shook hands with a lot of people, and I met a lot of people afterwards for networking, and I really truly remember most of their names and their faces and talking to them, so I kind of wish they weren't anonymous just so I could go find them and say hi and say thank you. One person simply says, "Don't keep quiet." I hope this was about the nature of what I said, like don't keep quiet about sexual assault, or maybe they just thought I didn't speak loud enough. It's okay either way. This comment was one of the ones about the video. It says, "I would like to see this developed more beyond the video. Presenter was great. Video can be more effective by focusing on the..." And then it cuts off immediately. So thank you, whoever you were, for your advice, but I wish I got to see it. This one's my dad's, and I can tell by the handwriting. He says, "Very informative, excellent presentation, exclamation point." I know my dad wouldn't lie. He's probably a little biased towards me because I am his daughter, but he wouldn't lie. He wouldn't tell me it's a good presentation if it weren't good. So I'm really happy even my dad was okay with what I said. This guy says, "I was only able to catch the last 20 minutes after walking in late, but what I saw was great. This is a tough topic to take on and discuss, but the presenter was knowledgeable and empathetic in her approach to these issues." That one makes me really, really happy because it's not enough to know what you're talking about sometimes. It's also knowing how to handle it and how to react to your audience. In my audience, there were people who they were willing to share their own stories of sexual assault or of how sexual assault overall has affected their lives. And to just go into a room with a lot of information without any of that human aspect of like, this really does happen to people, it's something that is really hurtful and impactful. If I didn't have that side when I went in there, what business do I have talking about any of this information? So I'm really glad that they saw that in me and that I was able to handle it well in person there, because I was I was afraid the whole time that maybe I'd come off as standoffish or scared because I was so nervous, but oh wow, that makes me happy. I really hope I touched some hearts there. This one says, "Gracial," that's my full name if you don't know. Gracial is my full name, and that's how I was presented on the programs at the conference. So they did describe me as Gracial, but I did announce myself as Shelly, so maybe some of them remembered that, but it's okay. Anyway, Gracial is so pleasant. She explained everything very well and helped me understand Title IX. This video was informative but wasn't entertaining. I personally had a hard time focusing. Great presentation and presenter. I learned a lot of new information. So the video, like I said, I edited the video down myself. The original video is about an hour, 20 minutes almost. I edited it down to around 45 minutes. But I understand it was still really long for a lot of people, especially as such a tough topic. So I hope to bring that back to my organization and say, like, it's not super entertaining, maybe for the length, so maybe we can edit it more, or maybe we can take more breaks to discuss it. I really like constructive criticism, and this is really important. Let's see, next one says, "Before coming to the session, I didn't know what Title IX was. I'm going to research more information," and that's exactly what we want. We want people to go out and research and find resources and just learn how to tackle this issue within their communities. Title IX is really important, so please, if you don't know what it is, go look it up. We have some great resources on our Stop Sexual Assault in Schools site. I can leave a link to that below as well. Let's see, next one. This one was my favorite. It just says, love her, bring her back again. I hope they bring me back again. They did invite me to apply to present at Olympic College next year again. I really hope they take me up on that and that I get approved, because I had an absolute blast and the staff was really nice. Oh my goodness, it was just the greatest 2 days of my life, and I really do hope they bring me back. And last comment, good that comments from attendees were welcome. Since a lot of you weren't at my performance, I'd like to tell you that after the video, we had a discussion with the audience. So it wasn't just a video and me talking at them for a longer amount of time. We really discussed what we saw and its impact and how we relate all these things to the real world. It's really important to me that we keep information human, and we keep enough life in it, I guess, to be able to relate it to ourselves and to our communities, and that's how we take information and we make actual changes with it in our society. So yes, I did invite a lot of comments from the audience. We had a whole big discussion about it, and I was very surprised because we had a range of people who had never heard about Title IX, they never knew you could report sexual assault in your schools, to people who were actually deans of their high schools, who were talking about what Title IX is and how they've seen sexual harassment between kids. And wow, I just had the best audience in the whole world, and I was so happy that they came. When I was at the diversity conference, I was really disappointed because I thought my audience was a really small number, but later in the day I met someone absolutely wonderful. Her name is Barbie Danielle, and we had a little talk, and I told her, like, yeah, I was really nervous because I had a pretty small audience. It was smaller than I expected. I know it's my first time, but I thought I'd have more people coming. And she said that they were exactly the right people. No matter how few people came to my room or how many, it was exactly the right ones. They were people who were willing to hear our message, willing to be educated, people who were curious. And she was so right. You know, and I'm thinking now, we had a dean of students from a high school. We had a counselor with a daughter in high school who invited me to bring this information to the schools in Bainbridge Island. We had a mom of 2 kids who went to my former high school, and that was really cool to see. We had 2 teenagers specifically, and this one hit me the hardest because I talked to them and I was like, wow, y'all look really young to be here. Are you in college? And they said, no, we go to a high school and we're really interested in starting a club. And they came up to me later and they said they were so inspired by my story where I started a gender equality club at my high school. And they want to do it at their own high school. And they want to invite me back for assemblies. And to see people who are in the exact position that I was 1 or 2 years ago who are inspired by what I'm doing, that is amazing. So I am just so thankful for this opportunity and for being able to speak with all these people and meet exactly the right people. So, what comes next? I think these comments have made me excited enough to just start going back to work. I'm probably going to have to ease in slowly. I did tell my boss that, I might need a break. There's a lot of big things going on in my life lately, but I think these are going to jumpstart me into all of my next projects. Like I said, I was invited to a few high schools after my presentation. I'm still waiting for clearance from them and more information from the schools because it's not in any of my local districts, but just the idea that I'll be able to do this again and go forward in bringing this message to youth is so exciting. And I'm so thankful every day for the opportunities this gives me. Also hoping to do a Q&A video. So if you're interested in that, how about you tweet me down below at my handle, tweet a question for my Q&A. I'll leave a hashtag for you guys and you can come talk to me and maybe that'll be my next video. Ask me anything about my life, about activism, about maybe my beliefs that started my activism, about my story, anything like that. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope and pray that I will not leave you alone for a month again. Thank you for watching. Bye!